Hey, today I've got a couple of list reviews for you, and they are from two players who have attended or are attending different events. So the first one is from Dakota, who came second at the Nova tournament. And this is Dakota's Hungarian reinforced platoon. So it's 1250, 19 order dice. 19 order dice at 1250 is pushing the upper limit of what I see being done in America. So this, I think, would be termed a MSU list, so multiple small units, um, because 19 order dice is not the standard for American meta. Second Lieutenant regular, Assault Pioneers, lovely unit with the veterans. They've got a Panzerfaust, they've got a flamethrower, really dangerous. Motivated elite means that you can potentially remove extra pins if you make an order test. Could be useful sometimes. Then experienced Honvets. I'm not sure about running these as veteran. It does mean that they are slightly expensive, but you do have the points. And a 5-man unit with a submachine gun and a Panzerfaust. So you're both a little bit dangerous up close, but you also got some reach. Yeah, yeah. They are very vulnerable. So I will say that it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of skill to be good with MSU lists. But if Dakota is that, then this might actually work really well. And I think he is, because this is actually his revised list after he had come second at Nova. So yeah, he knows what he's doing. Medium mortar, that's 400 division units, 5-man units. Medium mortar with a spotter, sniper team, Saveto. That is a multiple launcher. It's a Nebelwerfer, basically. I like that. That will mean that the enemy has to spread out. A truck for the engineers. That's a little expensive running regular, especially without any weapon type, but it's there for the outflank, I guess, or reserve. Second platoon is another lieutenant. One more pioneer section. Again, lovely, lovely. And then 400s again. So that is 800 units. They can actually pin out inexperienced enemies in a single turn if they all shoot at the same enemy. Another source of veto. I don't like this. You have a lot of units on the board. Having multiple launchers means that you're betting on hitting the enemy in their back line. If I was the enemy, I would just try and rush you, because you don't have that much that can actually kill infantry. You have 2 flamethrowers, and that is more or less it. I mean, the Honvets are just going to pin. So I think you would be better off with a howitzer, and there's a howitzer down here. This I don't get. This I don't get. Of all the units you could have taken to support you, you chose a howitzer, which you could perfectly well take in your own artillery slot. I think you need to cut out one of the multiple launchers and take another medium mortar instead, or buy yourself a tank. I mean, a German Darker Panzer III might be good, or you know, something that has a little bit of reach. This army has absolutely no reach. It has multiple it has multiple rocket launchers, but it hasn't got Daka. It hasn't got the ability to shoot the enemy beyond 24 inches, and at that inch, it's only got the ability to pin the enemy. So I feel like it's lacking a certain something. Um, if you're doing well with it, run with it. But I think that's the one place where I would change it up a bit, maybe, because multiple small units MSU lists, typically you do that because you want to pour your orders. Be sure to do the first and last thing for something, and I mean your engineers can benefit from that, but they are the only units that can. The multiple rocket launchers, they're going to go at some point when the enemy clumps up. The rest doesn't need to go first, last. So why take it? I mean, there's nothing there to soak up all that domination of the dice bag. So I think I would change it up a bit. Right, that was Dakota. Then we are on to Jon. Jon, and I'm saying it the Danish way. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. I think it's a Dutch name, so Jon would be appropriate there as well. If it's John, I'm sorry. Jon is going to Sledgehammer in Minneapolis, and he sent me two lists that we can sort of choose between. I'm not sure about the points. There may be some points left over because 1149. That's not a thing, right? Um, 13 order dice. That's low, even for American meta. It's low at 11 plus 1100 plus points. I would. It's low. You're spending way too many points on something. Especially for US. US can do some really nice small effective units, skirmish type units. Second lieutenant in experience with an extra man, paratroopers. So these are stubborn, which is good, but they're just riflemen. I would go for Marines instead. Marines can take BARs, they can reach out. Perfectly fine. You don't. The only time you need stubborn troops is when you want to protect against flamethrowers. I don't see any enemy wanting to flamethrower this unit because they're just riflemen. You can shoot them, pin them, and they won't do a thing. I don't like this unit. I would change that up. Infantry, double infantry with BARs, perfect infantry setup here. Good skirmish units, 6-man units, perfect. 4 rifles and 2 BARs. Really good infantry units here. Engineer unit, love this as well. Not sure about the BARs and the engineers, because typically you'll jump out of a dodge and then you'll flame for something, and why do you need the BARs? The BARs has range, that's what they're really good at. I mean, the submachine gun I maybe get, but the BARs here, nah, I don't. Because you're an 8-man unit, regulars, you're going to die. You're going to get shot and die after you've delivered the flamethrower. I I would change this up as well. Medium mortar with a spotter, that's always nice. U.S. Army Infantry Assault Squad, yep. I don't understand the anti-tank grenades, but otherwise, okay. Again, with the BAR here, I don't understand that, but another flamethrower unit, perfectly fine. It is, however, way too expensive. 145 points for what is essentially just 8 veterans. Ah, that's too expensive. I get my Gurkha units for less than 120 points at 8-man, and they are way better than this. Nah, you're paying too many points for this. A bazooka team, that's always good. I like bazookas. Preferably with a jeep so that it can have a little bit extra threat range. Greyhound, yep, I wouldn't run this. I don't like the Greyhound because it's perfectly fine. It's a 7+. It's got recce. It's got an anti-tank gun. It's got a coaxial MMG, but it's open topped. If I was playing against you, if I was playing like the paprika list from before, I would just dedicate 2 of my units to shooting at you every single turn. You would have double pins every single turn. You would not do anything all game. 110 points wasted. That's it. No, no. I don't like the Greyhound. Even though I own the model, I just don't like it. The M4A1 Sherman. No, that's where you're spending the points. Not worth it. This is a 230 points. It's 100 points more than a Darker Steward, and it's way less effective. Yeah, you got the medium anti-tank gun. You got 9+, so you're not going to die that much. But what are you going to use the pin-mounted HMG for? If you ever pop that top to shoot it, you're going to be open-topped. You're going to get pinned, and if you're close to the enemy, he will assault you and kill you. So you're not going to shoot it. I think like running a 105 millimeter howitzer Sherman instead, that can work. This, I think it's overcosted for what it does, what it delivers. A medium anti-tank gun is not worth it. It's the same as a Panzerfaust. I mean, buy 5, 6 Panzerfaust on a German list, you get the same effect. Okay, that's way cheaper. 2 Dodge trucks. Why are you buying them inexperienced and buying them with MMGs? Because you're going to shoot at -1. Don't understand that. I like the Dodge trucks. They're perfect. I mean, they have 8-man transport capacity. Perfect size. Perfect size. But I would buy them regular with the MMG. And I don't know what this truck is for. I have to say that. You have 2 engineer units. They need the vehicles. They need the Dodges. What are you buying this truck for? Regular with an MMG. I think a Jeep would be way more beneficial for your bazooka. And I think you can easily cut out the Greyhound. Get yourself some artillery piece. 114mm multi-rocket launcher, for instance, or a howitzer. I think that would be way better. Maybe an armored car, maybe the Recce Jeep or something. But yeah, overall it's not bad, but it's not great. I think you're spending too many points on some of your units here. So let's look at the second suggestion from Jon, which is a German list for Sledgehammer. 12, yeah, there's something with the points. 12, 10, that's not a point level. 15 order dice, that's good. In an American meta, that's kind of good. In a European meta, that is what I would be spending on 1,000 points. Is what I would be aiming for at 1,000 points. So it's still low, but less low than the other one. Second lieutenant with 2 extra men. That means he's immune to preparatory bombardment, which is always nice. He's got hair grenadiers, submachine guns, and those double Panzerfaust. Nice. This is a good sized unit here, right? 9 men. They're just regulars though, so they are going to die pretty easily. So don't expect them to do miracles. Osttruppen, Shirkers, they are also going to die. Why would you buy them a submachine gun for your Osttruppen? And a Panzerfaust? They're Shirkers. They're inexperienced Shirkers. You're going to be shooting at -1. They are full strength, so they can come on from the outflanks, which is nice. Storm Pioneers. Oh, this is good units. Look at that. This is the setup, though. Using Sturmpistole, not worth it. No. But, I mean, you've got 2 Panzerfaust. What are you ever going to fire the Sturmpistole? I don't think so. You could potentially 3-way shoot, like the Sturmpistole one way and Panzerfaust each at a second vehicle, but how often are you ever going to be in a position where you need to shoot 3 vehicles at the same time? Nope. And if you're in Sturmpistole range, the flamethrower is way better, by the way. So I think I will cut that out. But the first unit here is really a good setup. Dangerous and threatening. It just needs a heavy field car to transport it. Brandenburgers, yeah, these are expensive, but also because he's bought all the gear for them, right? Every single one has an assault rifle or submachine gun or a Panzerfaust, or 2 of them. I think you're overspending on this unit. It's just a 6-man unit. 6 men at 144 points. Way too expensive. Way too expensive. The MG34, I think you can get this cheaper. Isn't there one that's only 35 points, I think? Take that if you can. Medium mortar team, inexperienced. Yep, that's good. Sniper team to protect your medium mortar because that is vulnerable to snipers because it needs to stick its head out. Yep, flak feeling, that is terrifying. Look at that, 8 shots at +2. I think though that the flak Zwilling, which has 4 shots at +3, is better. Simply because it's more threatening to enemy armor than a 2+, but it's a lot of shots. It's a lot of shots. I don't think you need that many shots. So I would cut a little bit out of that. Panzer 3, yep, That's a Darker Panzer, always good. Truck, 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 and one. Why only one heavy field car and 2 trucks? This makes no sense. What are you going to transport? Are you going to put your Brandenburgers in one of these? Why? I I don't get this. I don't. That that makes no sense. This setup here. I would get heavy field cars for the engineers, and if you're going to run trucks, like you could have one truck with 2 engineers or one truck with the engineers and the Brandenburgers in it. Perfectly fine. You're having 2 trucks. You have too many transports here. You don't need them. What is this? What is this? This is madness. Why are you buying a veteran machine gun team? Medium machine gun team, fixed veteran medium machine gun team. Is this some sort of thing for the sledgehammer? Like this is a special rule, you get something out of that because that's the only reason to do it, right? I haven't read the pack for sledgehammer, but unless this is some like weird special rule that you get, don't ever buy this. Okay. Of these 2 lists, Jon, I think actually I like the German one better. There are still some things I would change up, but not as much and not as massively as with the US one. So yeah, that was my reaction today, and I will see you all in the next video. Cheers.